Hey groupies, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study, and I'm the channel's video producer. You can call me PD. And the Culture Study is where we check out K-pop music videos. I myself am a Korean American. I've grown around this culture my whole life, and I am also an aspiring filmmaker. I have worked on some production sets and music videos, and I use both my background in my personal life and in my professional life to check out the videos and provide input and analyses, or whatever I can, into these videos. And today, we are going to be checking out BOUNCY by Rocketpunch. Rocketpunch debuted earlier last year. This is actually, I believe, could be wrong, but I believe this is their first comeback, because if this is not their first comeback, I would have checked it out, because Rocketpunch had one of the most impressive debuts for me. Bim Bam Boom is a very, very well orchestrated song. There was nothing about Rocketpunch, at least yet, in their debut that stood out to me necessarily outside of the song. I did notice that they were actually really, really good singers. That's at least well suited for female pop. We'll see in BOUNCY if that carries over, but with a group, with a debut group, you have to sort of find your color and your sound. So we're gonna see if they can do that in today's BOUNCY. Now, before we watch this video is brought to you by our Patreon. Hey guys, I know we have been a little bit late to reacting to videos for the past few months, and it's because I moved to Los Angeles and I just got my first office. If you guys are noticing the change in scenery, this is actually our first office, and this is not our permanent set. Our set is actually going to be in the back over there, but it's currently being built and it'll be ready sometime in March. But for now, I know you guys want these videos, and so we're just recording in this format just to get it out. But if you want to support us, our patrons are the only reason we have this office. So if you want to support us, patreon.com/formofTherapy is the best way to do so. If you head on over there, for as little as $2 a month, you get early access to reactions just like this. But for a little bit more at higher level tiers, you get live stage reactions, you get variety show reactions. We're bringing back Drama Club in March, and so all of that is going to be on Patreon, all the fun stuff. But if you can't support us monetarily, or you just don't want to, we understand. Let's just check out this video. This is BOUNCY by Rocketpunch, and this is your form of therapy. Oh, this is drastically different from Rocketpunch. I mean, not Rocketpunch, their debut. Oh, interesting, the bass didn't change. Oh! Ooh, there's a very cool melody in the background. Oh! Oh, this is weird. This is like a weird pop trap break, but it was like, I feel like that's typically where the rap break goes, but it wasn't necessarily a rap break. It was like just like a short break meant to give you a break between the verse and the end of the chorus. That was like a small little shouting segment. Love this build up. Love this girl's voice. I think this is the girl's voice that I really liked in Bim Bam Boom. The electronic hook right there, that's really, really good. Yeah, so I think the thing that carries over is that they are really great performers. Like dance-wise, they are really, really, really great performers. That stands out to me. Wow, so they have like almost like a, that was like a post-chorus slash bridge slash dance break. Because this is definitely the bridge in the song, but previously that served more as a dance break. I want to hit the world with Rocket Punch. Ooh. Wow. Okay. So Rocket Punch, I sort of see a cohesive style now, at least from their debut to now. They lean heavily more towards performance than most girl groups, I think. I think they dance really extremely well, and that says a lot. Aesthetically, and maybe it's just perhaps the way it's filmed, but aesthetically, they're also really pleasing to watch their dancing because it looks like some of the members are either taller or they have longer limbs, and they incorporate choreo to make use of said limbs, and they do a lot of like really fun flourishes that just look really cool and accentuated because they just kind of have longer limbs. But their dancing carries over from Bim Bam Boom to here. That's one thing I noticed. The singing, their vocals, I think if you don't listen carefully to too many girl group songs, you might not be able to notice differences. But with girl groups and boy groups, there are just groups, especially if they don't belong to like the big three, where they are trained to the point where like a lot of vocalists kind of just sound the same. And it's kind of hard to actually differentiate between too many vocalists unless you're really, really unique and you have a really unique color to your voice. So I feel like Rocket Punch is one of those groups that could fall into that category. But there are a few vocalists in Rocket Punch, in my opinion, that I think make their vocals stand out more than your typical girl group. The music video is like a giant colorful mess. By mess, I don't mean it was poorly done. I mean, the whole thing is meant to be sort of like a giant playground. It's meant to be trippy and chaotic. And the music video itself, like the way it's shot, it's like quickly fast paced in terms of the editing. Like it's meant to be, well, like a punch to your face. Like the song is called Bouncy, and the song from beginning to end just really doesn't stop. And I think one of the things that really stands out to me about this music video is just for a debut group, I don't know what label they're with, this is really high production quality. I actually saw some of the behind the scenes for the Bouncy music video before Bouncy even came out, just because I checked out, someone on our Patreon requested that we check out Dingo ambushing Rocket Punch on their music video set and interviewing them, and we watched that. You can check that out on our Patreon. I watched that and I was looking at their set and I thought, wow, this is actually a really high production set, which is surprising. Oh, they're with Urim. Oh, okay. So I actually see the YouTube thumbnail. They're with Urim. So that actually makes sense. Urim they're not a huge company, but they're not a small no-name company either. So that makes a lot of sense. Urim, I think, houses Infinite and a few others. And one thing about the song production that I really like is, first of all, it has that digital, almost video game-esque electronic hook in the chorus melody that I really like. But in between each chorus and each big segment, there are these breaks in the song that's just a little extra effort that I really appreciated. This song is really long. It's 3 minutes and 40, and that is an extended length of a song. So that means there was a lot of work and money put into the song. The length of a song actually speaks to the volume of how much it costs to produce a song. Like, the longer a song is, the more money it costs to produce it. So the fact that this song is nearly 4 minutes says a lot, and it's felt throughout the song. Like, a typical format for a K-pop song is either intro / first verse, pre-chorus, chorus, second verse, pre-chorus, second chorus, bridge, either pre-chorus and straight into the final chorus, or just straight into the final chorus without even a pre-chorus. That is the sort of standard typical format. But listening to Rocket Punch's Bouncy, it looked like even between, what was it, the first chorus, the end of the first chorus to the second verse, there was like this break. There was like this break that didn't feel like a second verse, and it was like a little bit of a trap element, but it wasn't like, you know how like Momoland has like that mandatory trap rapping portion? They kind of did that, but it was much shorter, so it wasn't prevalent. It wasn't an actual section or a verse, and they weren't rapping either. They were actually shouting, and we'll get to that in a sec. It almost felt like a transition between the first chorus and the second verse. And then they did that again after the second chorus. They had a giant dance break, which you would think, oh, that's the bridge right there. And then they go into a vocal bridge, like a melodic bridge, which was odd. So it's either like a 2-part bridge or like an extended bridge, or they just like to segment just like the chorus between the next section. They like to add a nice melodic transition or a loud transition. So that's really fun. Rocket Punch really lives up to their name of like, they're kind of just in your face. There's a lot of energy to them. So I really like that about them. Korea views Girl Crush in a very different way than we do here in America. But Rocket Punch is is sort of leaning into a little bit of the girl crush concept, but not exactly the girl crush concept. And there's another group that's sort of doing that, and it reminds me of their style, but different. I'm not saying they're copying them. They're vastly different. It's like just the genre, the type of concept that they're doing. And it's ITZY. ITZY is doing a girl crush concept that is a little bit different. I would describe and say there are two types of girl crush concepts going on. There's the ITZY style, which is more like a loud, in-your-face cheer squad style. And then there's more of the kind of like a badass, loud, booming style, which is sort of along the lines of like, let's say Everglow. And Everglow and ITZY has very two different styles, right? And so I would say Rocket Punch is going more so the cheer squad route. You know, I was talking with one of the producers for ITZY's IC, Ashley Alicia, friend of the channel. We actually reacted with her to IC, and we were talking about it afterwards. And, you know, at that point, ITZY had only one song, Dala Dala. So they had to analyze that song a lot and break down what is ITZY's concept, because it's hard to gauge a group's concept and their style based on only one song. And the big thing was like, they do a lot of shouting. It feels like a cheer squad, almost like a militant cheer squad. And so that was the template to go into IC. And I see elements of that here. Rocket Punch is different, where I think Rocket Punch doesn't go the full cheer squad route, but there is a new trend appearing in K-pop girl group songs where they're shouting a lot more. And it's like sort of like a unified, almost harmonized shouting, which feels like a cheer squad. And you know what? I actually like that over the talk singing, which was a very trendy thing for a hot minute in K-pop. I prefer like the verses have like a very melodic element to their vocals, and then having the shouting here and there. The shouting for me is a lot more audibly pleasing than talk singing. So I really like that. And they don't use their shouting to cover most of the verse. In fact, the shouting is used more as like, almost like they're ad libs. They're meant to drive the song forward rather than actually, you know, portray the lyrics, you know? So I really, really like what Rocket Punch is doing so far. I think this is a fantastic follow-up. Let me check out how well BOUNCY is doing compared to Bim Bam Boom. Mind you, Rocket Punch's BOUNCY has only been out for 10 minus 24, 14 days, so 2 weeks. Let's see how that's doing compared to Bim Bam Boom. Wow, I mean, this did extraordinarily better. Hold on, wait. So on the Woodim one, it has 3.6 million views, but then on One the K, it has 19 million views. And right now, I'm actually on the Woodim channel, and it's at 7.5 million views. So it's over double their debut music video. But let me see if One the K actually uploaded their version. Yeah, and that has 12 million views. So that has 12 million views, whereas Bim Bam Boom has 19 million views, and that was released 6 months ago. So in 2 weeks, they have doubled their numbers on the Woodim channel, and they're almost about to overtake their initial One the K channel's views as well. So that means Rocket Punch has grown. And that is a very good sign for the group. That means there's definitely a lot of audience retention. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited to see where they're going to be going forward. I think they have a lot of potential with this group. Watching that video on Patreon of their Dingo interview, I really, really like their personalities. I think they're fun. The girl with the short hair is cute, but I really like their Japanese member. She's odd and curious, and their vocals are good, and they're fantastic performers. So there's a lot of potential for this group going forward. But guys, let me know, what did you think of BOUNCY by Rocket Punch? It's their first comeback, so how do you think they did? Did they do better? Did they do worse? Or are they just kind of the same? I personally think they did better, but let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Also, if you would like to support this channel, go to patreon.com/formatherapy. For as little as $2 a month, you get early access to videos just like this. But also for higher level tiers, we have live stage reactions, we have variety show reactions. We're bringing out Drama Club in March. So go ahead and join us on Patreon for all the fun stuff. But if you can't help us out monetarily, or you just don't want to, we understand. You know what? There's no pressure. Why don't you go ahead and just click like down below? There's pressure on that. It's free. It's an easy way to do it. When you leave a comment and you interact with our videos, it actually helps us out a lot. So please consider hitting like and giving us a comment as well. If you're new, hey, if you're a new fan, go ahead and click subscribe. Be notified when we upload a new video. Go ahead and check out all our other videos over here in the playlist, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.